So today we are talking about relationship goals. Hashtag relationship goals.
Relationship goals?
Relationship goals.
So, coming up next, guys.
Hey guys, this is Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
Welcome to Joyfully Married After, where we give advice on love, relationships, and marriage.
So, if you're here for the first time, consider subscribing, commenting, or just letting us know what else you want to talk about. We're going to probably post weekly. Probably we're going to try to post weekly. Mm-hmm. So stick around and let's see what comes up next. So we came up with about 10 quote unquote relationship goals. I think, everybody goes on Instagram and Facebook or wherever and they see people with hashtag relationship goals. So whenever I see that, I'm thinking, okay, so what are they goaling here? What is it, the goaling?
What are those?
What are the goals? So we came up with about 10, right, baby?
10, yes.
So what would you say the first one is?
Well, there are lots of them, but I think from a woman's perspective, security
Definitely.
is paramount with women. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about security?
Got to have security and love and knowing that he loves you and he's not looking for other love in all the wrong places.
Yep.
I mean, I just think that's a major part in having a really good relationship. And it should be a relationship goal. If you want to go with someone, that should be one of the goals, is security in the relationship.
True.
What's another security? I think security has 3 different things to it when you think about it.
Yeah. So when we were thinking through this, we kind of broke it down into like subheadings.
Yeah.
So I know another one for a lot of women, of course, is financial security.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so, as a guy, you want to be the best provider possible. You want to be able to, bring income into the household and be able to take care of things and be able to do nice things for yourself and your spouse and those kinds of things. But
Right.
even if you're not a quote baller.
What's a baller?
A baller. So a baller could be a lot of things. One, it could be somebody that plays ball. So we know that guys that play ball make lots of money, and girls that play ball make lots of money as well. But typically,
model,
when actor or model or
VP
someone
of
who
some corporation,
some C-level
CEO.
person, a VP level person.
Girls can ball too.
Girls ball out all the time, right? So, but the point is that if you are not in the top 0.01% of income in the United States or whatever part of the world you're living in, then if you're one of those folks, then we consider you to be a baller. But outside of that, I think more importantly for the majority of women is someone who works, who has a business, who creates income,
Definitely a relationship goal, guys.
who generates income for themselves,
or is trying to,
or is on the road to doing that.
We
or
know
is
there are
training,
times when you're in between.
Or is training to do that. You're
Yeah.
going through an educational process.
Yep.
Whatever it is that you're doing. So the point is that a woman wants to make sure that a man is in the mode of generating income, which makes her feel secure.
Goal is spiritual life. And when I say spiritual life, I mean, are you a Christian? Are you both equally yoked? If you're not a Christian, are you both having the same belief system? I mean, there are people, but when you talk about relationship goals and you talk about people wanting to be in that quote unquote perfect relationship, your spiritual life needs to be the same. Do you want to go to church every Sunday or not? Do you want to go to the same type of church or not? Do you like to read on a daily basis your word or your Quran or whatever it is you're reading? Do you have the same goals spiritually? If you have no goals spiritually, is that the same? A lot of that needs to be the same, because that's a lot of who we are as people, as an individual. That's a lot of who you are. So it's very important that the person that you're partnered with has the same goal or same ideal in mind. What do you think?
I agree, and certainly, we come from a Christian perspective, and
Jesus.
so it's important. It's important to be on the same page with respect to what your approach is, what your experience is. Because even with Christianity, I mean, you could
There's different types.
You could be of one religious background, and maybe your partner has a different religious background, even though they're both Christian, and so there could be some disagreement around certain concepts and ideas, right? But the important thing is that you guys are mindful of your relationship,
right,
your belief system, and getting on the same page.
And respectful of each other's belief system. Yes. The third one is, what about future plans? Let's see. I want to grow up and be a movie star.
And I want to be a fireman.
Oh no.
So what do you do?
No, I want to grow up and travel the world. I never want to stop. I don't want to buy a house. I want to live on a boat and be at sea at all time. What do you think?
That's not consistent with what I'm thinking. So
That's
now you got some issues. You got some stuff to work out, some stuff to talk through, some stuff to get on the same page with. So I think that's a very important point that as you're talking about your life together, you're talking about what you dream and aspire to get to, that you have to be on one accord. You have to dream together, plan together, be strategic around the things that you're thinking about. So certainly keep that in mind with respect to your relationship.
Now, it's always good to have someone to stretch you or someone to bring you down to earth.
Right.
I think in our relationship, I probably am the bring you down to earth. He is the dreamer, which I love.
I'm the dreamer, baby.
And that's part of the reason I'm married to him and attracted to him. I'm pretty practical. I'm like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It needs to fall in line. He's like, no, we can do this and we can do that. And I'm like,
it's a balance.
No. So I reel him in a little bit and it comes out perfectly.
Yeah.
It's
a balance. I mean, that's part of, that's another secret of marriage. My term is a wisdom rock, or a nugget for you guys, right? So one of the things that is so beautiful about marriage is that you are combining yourself to someone else
to be one
who creates strengths in the places where you're weak, and vice versa. So together you go to a place where you're only strong. Right. And so that's a really powerful thing about marriage, and it exponentially expands how good you are in life. My opinion.
I think that's good. The next one is family, and if you like their family, or if their family sort of kind of likes you, or you get along, or you figure it out.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to be clear with
let's be clear.
What is exactly are we titling number 6 or whatever this is?
Family gets along. Number 4.
Number 4. Family getting along. Getting along with family.
Now, does your family have to like their family? Absolutely not.
Right.
You can keep it separate forever. You can keep it separate forever. But when you are in the presence of your partner or your spouse's family, how is that working out?
Yeah. I think it's important to be respectful and to be mindful of your spouse.
Yeah.
And you may not necessarily get along completely all the time with your spouse's family,
right,
and vice versa. I think what's important is that you're respectful, that you're mindful of the paradigm of that particular family and what they have and how they think.
Right.
And where they're coming from a mental perspective, from a spiritual perspective. So keeping that in mind with respect to your relationship, yours is still the primary relationship.
That's
right?
the paramount relationship.
So that's really the key there. And then just being protective of your spouse and their disposition into your family, but also making sure that your spouse understands, hey, this is my family and these are some certain things that go along with it.
I like that word, protective.
Yeah, you got to protect, especially from the guy's perspective, right? You have to protect your woman, protect your queen. She is I think the word says that we are to cleave to one another, right? So when you get married, speaking from a married perspective right now. So when you become a married couple, the two
it's all
become
flexible
one.
Before marriage.
Right, absolutely, it's very fluid. But when the two become one and you are now married and you have people in your family who are, maybe are in some type of strife with your spouse, then you want to have an understanding about that, but you don't want to just let someone attack your spouse. You have to be the protector. You have, so it's not just being a provider, right? But you also have to protect your queen and understand that, hey, this is my wife. You got to back up a little bit. This is my husband.
You need to back it
up.
You
got to back up a little bit.
That's a no.
And we'll continue. Right. We'll be in agreement about us being adults, and if we need to agree to disagree, then so be it in this particular scenario.
And I think what we've learned, because we've experienced a little bit of that.
Yeah, certainly.
And I think what we've learned in that is if you respect your marriage and if you protect your marriage, your family will too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we certainly experienced a little bit of that earlier in our marriage.
Yeah, very early in our marriage.
Than we deal with today.
Yeah.
But I think that, and sometimes there's a learning process for all parties involved, right? So when you've grown up, you've been a part of your family, your spouse has grown up, she's been a part of their family.
And they're not going anywhere.
And now you're together, and then there are some things that people are still dealing with, maybe from from the past, and you just have to sort of understand and grow through that. And at the end of the day, you keep your marriage paramount, and those things will work themselves out.
I like number 5.
It's number 5, baby.
Great sex.
Great sex. Sex is important. Sex is part of marriage.
Yes, it is.
Sex is part of relationships.
Yes, it is.
Some people can argue about whether or not you should be having sex before marriage, but that's another conversation.
That's another conversation.
For another
that's
video.
Another conversation for another video.
Yes, it is.
But we're talking about in marriage or having the relationship goals of great sex.
Right.
Gotta have great sex. Can you learn to have great sex?
Yeah, you can.
How do you learn to have great sex?
Well, I think that one of the things that happens is it has to do with the connection of the two. I think that when the guy is in tune with his woman and he's making sure that he's taking care of her needs and her wants,
Treats her well.
he's treating her like the queen that she is. He's not just only in his traditional role, but maybe he's also doing the dishes. Maybe he also helps cleaning the house. Maybe he also sweeps the floor, mops the floor, and takes the trash out.
Oh,
and
yes.
Gets the oil changed and keeps the gas in the car and makes it very easy for her.
Yes.
That in turn makes it very
sexy.
easy for her to espouse that love to you.
Very sexy. And what does the woman have to do? Do we have to do anything?
What, for a guy?
Yeah.
You gotta look good.
Okay. Oh,
Guys are visual.
guys are visual.
Guys are
ladies.
visual, and so regardless of whether you are Halle Berry or Selma Hayek-ish,
You can tell who his favorites are, can't you?
You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and looking the best that you can, because your husband is very visual. And so when a man knows what he wants to see. A man knows when he enjoys looking at what he enjoys, and so you got to look at it.
And remember, it's not about those celeb crushes or whatever. It's still about you, and it's still about how you look and how you carry yourself and what looks good on you.
Be the best you.
Be the best you.
Right.
And sometimes it's hard for us. I'm gonna be honest with you. It
Working
is.
women.
It's when you work 8-10 hours a day, and I work in the home, and you would think that would be easier, but when you work 8-10 hours a day, you need to take time to do your nails. Make sure they're clean. Make sure they're groomed. Make sure you don't have any crazy looking, skin stuff going on.
Yeah.
Make sure you smell good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Make sure your hair is in order. If you need a haircut, if you need a new wig, if you need a new weave, if you need to redo your dreads, whatever it is, make sure you get that done.
Yeah.
Make sure it's in order, so when he's just glancing at you, he's feeling it. Because that's when the great sex comes in.
Right.
I think another thing that's important about great sex is communication.
Yep.
Don't be afraid.
It's a note during the day while you're at work, right? You send a note to your wife, "Hey baby, I love you, thinking about you."
Texting is awesome.
Send them a text.
Yeah.
Bring home some flowers. Bring home
I hate
some
flowers,
candy
though,
every now and then. You're not a big flower person, but that's
Maybe
cool.
some wine.
The point is that the foreplay is not just in the bedroom.
Nope.
It's all day. It's
day.
all week.
All
it's in the
week.
days preceding.
Last
right?
week.
So it's just continuing to show love and to do those things that you know that your lady enjoys, and so there you go.
What's another one?
What's the next one?
Are you my best friend?
Absolutely, I'm your best
I
friend.
know, I love it. I love
We've been
it.
best friends for a
Oh
long
my
time.
gosh. And sometimes I have to stop and go, are you my best friend? Are you really my best friend?
I sure am.
It's pretty cool.
You're my best friend.
We say some crude things in front of each other, only like best friends can say.
Yeah, true.
And we're cool with it. We do things in front of each other
Because we're best friends.
because we're best friends. Just, you know what a best friend is. It shouldn't be anyone else, guys, if you're married.
Right.
If you're not married, I get it.
Wisdom rock.
Yeah,
Your best friend should be your spouse.
you're my best friend.
Not somebody else.
You're my best friend.
No.
I'm your best friend.
No, yes, absolutely you are.
Yes. That makes me smile. Open communication. You got to be able to say anything to that person without fear that they're going to leave you, that they're going to yell at you, that they're going to get upset with you. If you have open communication with someone, that's a great goal to have, and it works, and that helps it work.
Yes.
Being able to enjoy time apart.
Right. Yeah. So if you're having a girls' day, if you're having a self day, you're moving around, you're going to get your nails done, you're going to get your hair done, you're getting your feet
And
done.
I don't want you blowing me up.
You want to go to the beauty supply. You want to
Don't
go
blow me
and
up,
have
please.
lunch by yourself.
I'm fine.
You're good. We
Good.
already talked about it.
Yeah.
You're going to move around. You're going to do your thing today. And I'm cool. I'll do my thing today.
Don't
I'll relax
keep
at home.
blowing
I'll watch
me
the
up.
ball game or whatever it is.
It's so
And
irritating.
I'll see you when you get back.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's gonna be all right.
Right. Same thing, vice versa, right? So the guy, if you, and this is key for men, guys, right? So if you're a golfer,
Yeah, that's all day.
If you have guy friends and you're hanging out every now and then and those kinds of things, you have to make sure that you're taking care of what you need to take care of at home. You have to make sure that you have that open communication with your woman. You have to make sure that things are in order at the house, right? So the bills are paid, the house is in order, the kitchen is clean, the yard is done, the grass is cut, whatever it is.
The cars are working, the car has gas in it.
All of that stuff. So whatever it is that you need to do in terms of what you normally do at home, make sure that is in order. And then when you say to your woman, hey, I'm going to go play golf Saturday with the guys.
Bye.
I'm going to run. I want to go to the game with the guys.
Oh, have fun.
I want to run and go to the next town. I'm going to meet my buddies over here for this game. We're going to turn around. I'll be back that night or the next morning.
Oh, tell so-and-so I said hi.
Then it's cool because you're on the same page, you're communicating, and you're doing what it is that you need to do to make sure you and your spouse are on the same page.
Yep. The next one I really like too.
Okay.
Touching all the time.
Do touch all the time. Let me touch it
that's
right
it.
now. Look at that. We're always touching, holding hands. So this sort of evolved from one of my most favorite family members, right? And so he used to say to me, we were somewhere and we were
With a group of friends.
With a group of friends, and we were sort of peering into doing some people watching amongst our friends, right? And he peers over and he says to me, "Hey man, they don't touch enough."
It bothered him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I think the point that he was making is that whether you've been married a year, whether you're in a relationship for a year or 20 years or 40 years,
However long.
when you have these slight public displays of affection, or you just the normal interaction, the holding hands, the opening car doors, the stroking someone's shoulder or neck, a light kiss on the cheek, whatever it is that you do, right? And you can see the love and the joyfulness in that relationship.
Yeah, you can.
And that's one of the things that Tracy and I have always had ever since we met. And so I think that that's important. It's evidence, I think, sometimes of what's going on in the deeper relationship.
Except when we're at homecoming, he leaves me in the dust.
I do. I'm a people guy.
It's all right.
So it's all fun to see.
It's all
people.
fun.
That's right.
All right. Last but not least,
What's the last one, baby?
you don't have to have sex and make love all the time on a regular scheduled basis to be okay. And I think we're in disagreement here, but I think I brought up the example of if you've recently had surgery, if you're going through maybe a bout or a fit of depression, which a lot of people do, especially this time of year. If you are dealing with stress at work and you're just not feeling it, if one of the kids is sick and you've been working overtime, burning the candle at both ends, working, cleaning the house, getting food, shopping, and taking care of the kid, or if just one of you is sick, one of you is ill. You don't have to have that physical, sexual act to feel connected to that person.
Yeah, I think initially when we started talking about this subject, I was a little confused
Yeah, he was
as
a
to,
little confused.
we're like, what do you mean you don't have to have sex regularly? Where did you get that from? Are you serious right now? But as we dove into the subject
we talked about
a little more deeply, then it made perfect sense to what we were saying here about this last item. And I think the key is exactly what Tracy is saying. Is I think if you review this list that we've talked about here today, when you're doing all of those things, or the majority of those things, or some other things that are important to you and your relationship, when you have all of that going, when these kinds of life things arise, then no, sex is not a big deal. It's okay, we missed a week. Okay, we got a dry spell going.
I don't like missing weeks.
Right. So the point, no. We don't like missing weeks.
No.
So, but the point is that when life throws you curveballs and that kind of thing, you can adjust, and you don't have to make your partner feel like there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, or something wrong with the relationship.
There's some kind of issue. There's some kind of issue with the relationship.
Or they feel insecure all of a sudden.
Or that is totally that is not consistent with what we're talking about with respect to a good relationship. So that happens.
Or it shouldn't be a relationship goal.
It shouldn't be an issue. It should be a relationship goal. That it should not be an issue if you have some type of dry spell for a specific reason.
Right.
Stuff is going on. You're moving. You're busy. You're stressed. Somebody's sick. Whatever it is, then never make your spouse or your significant other feel like this is a problem.
Right.
Because it really is not.
But you should not. And I will say this, you should not feel comfortable to consistently say no to your spouse.
Yeah.
That's a no.
That was an Ada song, Stop Using Sex as a Weapon.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pull that one up for you.
Yeah.
So the point is that you never use that as a tool, as a weapon, as a wedge to get back at your significant other about whatever's going on. Somebody irritated you, so you're withholding. That's another conversation. But no, that's not. So I think we've
that's all 10.
We've gone through the list here. We got a top 10 of relationship goals. # relationship goals.
That was a long video. Sorry about that.
No, 20. All of our videos seem to be about somewhere between 20 to 25 minutes.
But we had more than 5, so we just thought that those 10 were good. If you have some, let us know in the comments below.
Definitely want to know yours.
We want to know.
Yeah.
We want to know what you think when you see people's pictures of # relationship goals. What you think?
Yeah.
So those were ours. We'd love for you to share yours.
Yeah, we want to know what you thought about ours as well.
Yep.
And we certainly want to know if you have others that you want to add to this list, and we'd love to see the comments.
If you like this video, hit the like button.
Yep.
And
subscribe.
If you want to see more, subscribe. We'll probably post weekly.
HeathandTracyTV.
HeathandTracyTV.
That's right.
Bye, loves.
Hey guys, take care. We'll see you next time.